Hello, everybody. Good morning. Yeah, it's 11:14 Pacific time, Sunday, July 21st. I'm Dr. Ravish from Vet Triage. A little bit late start today, but that's all right. We can talk about hopefully a fun topic that I gave no thought to, which is how I think about social media posts with pets, and so we'll just talk. I might be just rambling. We'll see. But thanks to everybody who watches the playback and supports the channel and all that stuff. It's really appreciated. If there are any topics you want me to talk about, please leave me comments and let me know. So overall, I like social media posts about pets. I think that it brings awareness to cases of like animal abuse. So I think it's helpful from a legal aspect and ethical aspect to it. I think a lot of places like circuses and sea worlds and things like that have been exposed much easier with social media. So I think that's great. And the videos and things like that don't really lie. I know there's deep fakes and stuff. People can make up videos, but anyway. So it's good that we have basically journalists everywhere, so to speak, because everybody has a cell phone with a camera. So I think it's great for exposing people who are being bad. I think it's also great for exposing people who abandon their pets in like parking lots or garbage bins and whatever else when they're caught on camera. If you're lucky enough to catch them on camera and you get their face or their car license plate or whatever, the internet goes wild over that stuff. And from what I can tell, I don't know percentages, but from what I can tell, there's like posts where people get caught like the same day. They get identified and caught for abandoning their animal or whatever. So that's great too. It's wonderful exposure. The internet's crazy when people want to get together with the focus of helping an animal out. So that's pretty cool too. That's great. Hey, we have an audience member. Hi, ask me any questions. And so then the other part that's fun about social media posts with animals is they show like other people how to treat animals, because unfortunately not every dog owner or cat owner or whatever is nice to their pets, and it's nice to see how other people, families interact with their pets, take care of them, show them some love. It's phenomenal. And also, since a lot of social media is ingested by the youth, they our youngins need to learn how to respect and take care of animals. It's huge. It's important. And so they see all the good stuff, then hopefully that reinforces all the good things. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who think they're being cool by sending posts about abusing animals and mistreating them, and hopefully those people get exposed for it. But most people, I think it's positive stuff, and since young people are the ones that are looking at social media, it's great that they are that they take in the positive stuff. There's all the negative stuff on social media anyway, outside of animals. So I think that's fun as well. I think that there's always some videos where it's kind of questionable in terms of should you have that dog really close to the baby, or should the chicken be hanging out with the cat, because diseases, as we saw with COVID, for example, potentially getting passed from animals to people, or from animals to animals to animals to people, or whatever it is. That's how these zoonotic conditions start. Zoonotic disease is a disease that is transmitted from animal to person. And swine flu and avian flu, rabies, these are all things that are zoonotic, the plague, etc. And so they obviously, as we know, they cause devastation amongst human civilizations, societies, widespread disease, hard to contain, all that stuff. So, I don't know how okay it is for a cat and a turtle and a rabbit to all hang out together at home. Who knows? If I'm sure if it was a big enough problem, we'd hear more about it, but who knows how many problems are caused by that, and it's just underdiagnosed or whatever, that there's a disease that's passed from the turtle to the cat and nobody knows because it's not a common interaction. I don't know, but anyway, it is a concern. Although they make for really cute videos. Hey, Sarah, I've seen a lot of dog dates on social media. Dogs even have their own houses in the backyard, couches, fridges, beds, and everything. That's wonderful. That's pretty cool. Yeah, these pets have never lived in a better time. They are living in a time where more people look at them as family members or even as children, as extreme as I think that is. The medicine is top notch. The diagnostics are top notch. People are willing to spend money on their pets. So it's a good time to be a pet. Sarah also says it's really great to know how to treat animals these days. They are queens and kings these days. How to treat a pet 101. There you go. There it is from a pet lover. Thanks, Sarah, for your comments. Yeah, it's a good time to be a pet. That's for sure. And there's always going to be abuse, neglect, and people who probably shouldn't have had pets and all that stuff. But that's never going to end. You're not going to fix that. And we're always going to have problems with shelters being overrun, rescues, and euthanizing a million pets a year, and strays, and unwanted pregnancies, and people breeding and not adopting, etc. There's always that. All that crap is there, and it'll always be there. We're not going to stop it unless we took heavy measures for it, and we're not going to do that. I don't see us doing that, but I'd love to be wrong. But yeah, I think social media is a great way of exposing people who are being bad about animals, showing off how good your animal has it. Lots of funny videos out there on animals. They're always fun to watch. And you have the occasional, sadistic, evil person that's bragging about abusing their animals, and I'm sure they'll get theirs in return. Things will come full circle for them. But overall, I think it's good. Just be smart about it. We want to avoid diseases from being spread from animal to animal and animal to people. We want to avoid things like a newborn baby potentially interacting with a dangerous animal or whatever. High risk activities where animals can hurt themselves. All those things, common sense, but those are things you want to keep in mind when you're posting on social media. And otherwise, the best thing about social media is like what we're doing here. I think veterinary advice, access to veterinarians. It's never been easier to talk to a veterinarian live. Vet triage is 24/7. It's affordable, especially when you look at what veterinary care costs these days. So social media is great for passing along veterinary advice. It's also a great way of passing along bad advice too. So you have to be able to figure out how to weed through all the crap and talk to an actual professional, which is the whole point of vet triage. So if you want good advice that's consistent and solid, grounded in research, then you have to pay something for it. Free advice on social media, you get what you paid for, right? It's going to be a random bag of stuff, and you don't know who's telling you the advice and if they have good intentions or if it's crap or whatever. So, but yeah, keep those posts going. They're enjoyable. I mean, social media is not going anywhere. We are addicted to it as we are to cell phones, and so hopefully they'll continue to spread the good word on how to take care of animals, how to appreciate them, respect them, and all that good stuff. So, yeah, I hope folks found this live stream informative. Sarah, thank you for your contribution to it. And I'll be back tomorrow, July 22nd, with another live stream. Feel free to subscribe and spread the word and hit like. Oh, more Sarah comments. Do you think animals know that they're being recorded for the world to see? If I take a video of my dog getting scared by her farting, will she be extra embarrassed that the world is seeing it? You know what? We don't have clauses in place that animals have to give consent to be recorded and whatever. I mean, hell, people barely have consent, right? I mean, you can go around and record anybody you want outside and or in a public space or a professional building, and how much recourse they have. They can tell you to stop and say you don't want to be recorded, and you can just say whatever, I'll do what I want. And what are you going to do now? You have to get the police involved. You have to try and find that person's information, get an attorney involved, and chase them. And I don't know. It's such a mess. It's so difficult. It's such a gray area because we have it, and you can have devices that are tiny that record. So animals don't care. They're not going to care, right? And I know you're probably asking this and half joking, but animals aren't going to care about it. They have no concept of cell phones or social media. Some animals can see video, like actually recognize them visually. I'm convinced some animals can't, and I don't know whether it's a color blindness thing or a resolution thing. I don't know the specifics on animal vision to that degree. It doesn't really matter as a vet. You don't expect animals to like read or write or drive a car, so we don't really care like how much detail they can see, practically speaking. But anyway, I don't think animals care about you recording them, and they just want your love. They just want your attention and your love, and when you record them and do things with them, they just think you're bonding with them. That's how I see it. They're just happy that they're fed, they have water, they have shelter, they have you. Yeah, and they have no concept of it whatsoever. So but I do think that if your dog gets scared by her own farts, then she needs to, man up and be a real dog for once in her life. Thanks everybody so much for joining this live stream. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.